So I heard you want to be fancy with your deck of cards. Have people think you know what you're doing? Well, a lot of times we use flourishes as a way to show that you're more than just an average guy that knows an average card trick. Now, doing flourishes while performing could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. See, I think if you learn the perfect balance with just a simple few flourishes, you can make your card magic that much better. Yo guys, what is going on? Alex Pandrea here, and in today's video we are going to teach you the hot shot cut. The hot shot cut is one of the coolest little flourishes you can perform when you want to reveal a card. The card comes shooting out from the middle of the deck, you catch it in the other hand, and then you reveal the selection. There you go. Was that it? Was that it? Thank you. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial of the hot shot cut. Now before we get started with the tutorial, one thing I want to mention is that my website is going live in just a few weeks, alexpandrea.com. If you are not signed up already, go sign up because there's going to be exclusive content there where I teach you things that I can't teach here on YouTube. I go into more theory, performance aspects of the art of magic, and everything that you need to know to become a better performer. So if you're not signed up, alexpandrea.com, we are starting very soon, so you do not want to miss it. Thank you. Alright, for the hot shot cut, looks like this. You have a one-hand cut followed by a card shooting out of the deck. So the bottom card is the one that's going to be shot out of the deck. So just keep that in mind when performing this. You know that the bottom card can be the selected card if you control it to the bottom, so on and so forth. Now this move was invented by one of my favorite teachers of card magic, Daryl. The late great Daryl. He was one of the best, and this was a move that when I first saw it done, I thought it was the best thing that I've ever seen. I was about 13 years old, and I remember watching Daryl do this cut, and I said to myself, whoa, once I learn that, that'll be like the last thing that I'll have to learn to become an expert at card techniques and sleight of hand. So with that being said, it is a very cool move that you can do for revealing a card or just doing it as a little flourish. So you're going to start off with the deck in the left hand just like this in a sort of Charlie cut position. So I would try to learn this first before going into the hot shot cut, the Charlie cut. It's a very easy cut. So let's look at the fingering position of this cut. So you're going to start off with the deck in dealer's position, and then you're going to go back up to where it needs to be to start the cut, which is more of a Charlie cut positioning, right? It's higher in the fingertips. So I would suggest learning this first just so you could get used to some one-hand cuts. So you know that the deck positioning is in a higher grip like that. So it's not square like you're dealing the card, it's higher. And then you're going to start by separating out about half the deck with the thumb, okay? So it's just letting pressure go. From here, you can use your first finger also to help, but either way, you're separating out about half the deck. So it's really almost as if you're doing the first part of a Charlier cut, okay? So you're either breaking here or you're just letting it drop, all right? Separating the two packets like that. Now, in the beginning, it might help to bring more than half down so that the top packet is less cards and the bottom packet is more cards, because especially if you have either smaller hands or you're not used to strength in the one hand cut department, then you might have trouble getting into that second part, especially if there are more cards in the top packet, okay? So to start things off, you're going to want to maybe do a third or even a quarter of the deck in the top packet. Now from here, you're going to use the thumb as pressure, and you're going to squeeze the top packet so it bends like this. The reason for doing that is because you're going to want to get that first finger, which is right here, the first finger, in this position so that the top packet is now being held by the middle finger here on the right side and the first finger here on the left side. Now this is the part where you're really stretching out your fingers. You can see right here the stretching of the two fingers. So maybe give a little practice, put your fingers between here and get that part stretched out so you're sort of getting used to it, because from the beginning it'll be hard to even get your finger there. That's why I suggest having less cards, all right? And it's almost impossible to do this if you're not bending the packet, at least for me, because I don't know, maybe I have small hands or I'm not sure what the reason is, but for me it's very hard to just kind of come here. It really hurts right there, all right? So to make it easy for yourself, little bit less than half. I'm doing maybe a third. Bend the packet like this, get that first finger in, hold it like that, and that is your second step. From here, now your thumb of the left hand is doing the work, so you're gonna come underneath, so in between the two packets or underneath the top packet, and you're gonna go underneath, 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 all the way to the other side, where you are ready to now grip the packet with the thumb instead of the middle finger. So you're getting rid of the middle finger as the thumb comes here and takes its place. All right. Now from here, you're going to use the pinky to lever down the bottom packet as you keep twisting clockwise the top packet from the thumb and the first finger. So you're twisting here. This packet is going like this, and the bottom packet is being pulled down by the pinky. All right, so you're in this position like that. All right, so again, you're here, squeeze, get it into position, thumb comes underneath, grabs it. Now the middle finger could get out of the way. Thumb and first finger rotate, pinky pulls down so that the two packets clear. That's important. Now from here, because it's cleared, it's going to be very easy for you to come back. The first finger and thumb complete the cut by placing it down like that. Okay, so here, boom, boom, clear it, and then back. So that's the first step of this hot shot cut sequence, is getting down that cut. Very good. Now that we have the one hand cut down, we are going to add just one simple little thing that will make the card shoot out, and that's going to be the first finger doing the work after the cut is complete. And you're already there in that position, so once you've got the cut complete, your finger, look, is right there. If you were to complete the cut, then your first finger would just get out of the way and complete the cut. But we're not going to do that. We're going to use that first finger to our advantage by coming in here, not taking the finger out of the way, but rather putting pressure on the bottom packet or the bottom card of the top packet. As we're going to now kick out the first finger like this, what's going to happen is that you're going to, with that pressure, pull out the bottom card of the top packet into what will be this position. All right, so done at speed, it should look like this. And slow motion, it should look like here. Boom, pull out, just like that. Okay, so look, it's pivoting on the middle finger. So once it's being pulled out, it keeps being pulled out until it starts to swirl and swivel on that middle finger. So that's what's going to really get that angle of the card. So here, and look, it's pivoting, it's pivoting, it's pivoting, and you're just pushing, and this is making it twirl. All right, so once you're in this position, now all you have to do is take your first finger out of the way, and now your middle finger comes in, because it's the middle finger that's going to shoot out the card. Okay, so once you're in this position here, middle finger comes here, and you're going to feel the pressure. Now the finger is going to be pulled back towards you. So you're pulling back towards you and giving it a little kick up like this. So a little kick up like this, and middle finger pulling towards you. All right, so to practice, you could even pull out the card just like that, get it in position right there. That's about it. Put pressure on, and you'll feel it. Put pressure on the middle finger. If it's too far out, you won't feel that pressure. If it's too far in, you still won't feel that pressure. You'll know when it's just right, when it's about there. Kick up with the hand and have it fly. And this will take just a little bit to get down, but you will indeed get it down once you do it a few times and feel that pressure, and get that first finger to do that right angle, and then the middle finger, get that pressure and kick it out. Okay, so putting it all together, 1, 2, pivot it around, first finger stays there, puts pressure on that bottom card of that top packet, kicks it out in that angle, middle finger comes in, shoots it with a kick of the wrist upwards, and it flies out. Now ideally you would want to catch it in the right hand, so that's going to be something to practice after learning to shoot it out. Now one thing I want to discuss before I leave you guys here today is the concept of using flourishes while performing card magic. Is it good? Is it bad? Now, I've gone back and forth with this idea throughout my years, and I'm sure maybe you're also contemplating, should I do a lot of flourishes while performing magic? Should I not? Should I just keep them separate? And it's a tough question to answer, and sometimes I'm guilty of doing either too many fancy show-offy things while performing, and sometimes I just don't do any of it. And what's better? And I think that's going to depend on you, but also to the audience, right? Because if I were to take a deck of cards and before I start doing any sort of card tricks or card effects or any routines, and if I do crazy flourishes, right, spring the cards and shoot cards up into the air, they're gonna stand back and be like, wow, he's really good with a deck of cards. And then whatever you do after that, is it going to be that impressive for them? Or is it better to just be a more modest, sort of have a deck of cards, shuffle it a bit, then go into your routine, and then catch them off guard with a really strong card effect that they weren't expecting? See, if you show off too much in the beginning especially, then they're just gonna think, oh, he's really quick with his hands, and that might dilute the magic, it might not make it as powerful. So that's just something to keep in mind, and it's gonna be depending on how you wanna be perceived. Do you wanna be perceived as somebody that's really quick with their hands, practices a lot, and this is just something that anybody could do if they practice enough, which is an okay character to have, it's not really for me? Or are you more the type to let the mystery and the magic unfold while you're doing slow things with a deck of cards and making the card change in their hands and things like that? So that's just something to think about when learning these kind of things. Question of the day today is, if you could only do one flourish while performing your card magic, only one for the rest of your life, what would it be? Leave your comments down below, and if you think that flourishing and card magic shouldn't mix, leave your thoughts below as well. It's always interesting to see what everybody thinks. I read every comment, so do let me know. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button if you enjoyed this content and what I'm doing here on this channel. If you haven't subscribed, because I know a few of you out there are just not subscribed for whatever reason, hit that notification bell, do your part, maybe share this video, and other than that, thank you for watching, and we will see you very shortly on the next video. Peace.